All right, welcome back into the Double Coverage Podcast. Back again with another mock draft video. This might be our last mock draft. We haven't decided if we want next week to be another mock draft or kind of do some hot takes. But what we have decided is for the first round of the NFL draft, we will be live on this YouTube channel. Thursday night, we'll be live for all 32 picks, probably 4.5 hours of just us talking ball. So, come join, see what's up, say hey.
But today, stop by.
Yeah, so today, the mock draft video, what it is the last two that we did, we differentiated between odd and even picks. Today, we are going to be kind of doing more of a war room style. Javon and I are co-GMs for every single NFL team, and we have to come to an agreement for each and every pick. Number one. You agree with Mendoza?
Yeah, let's go Mendoza. I feel like this is gonna be a longer video, bro.
I think it's possible. I do want to ask you real quick on Mendoza because I do think it's important to bring up because we all kind of know he's going to be the number one pick. Real quick, by the end of year 3, right? That has 3 years in the system with Kubiak. The Raiders have had time to develop. Fernando Mendoza will be the blank best quarterback in football. What's the number?
I'll say 14.
14's fair. I was thinking we could get 10 to 15. So,
I mean, Sam Darnold just won the Super Bowl. Like, no one's saying he's in the top 10.
Right. Like 14 is good enough.
People are saying he's in the top 10. I lied, but
14 is good enough.
Yeah,
I agree there. So we're on the clock with the New York Jets now. They have a lot of needs. Quarterback, not one of them that I'd be considering as general manager at this spot. I've seen some people, our guy Nick Wright, mocked Carnell Tate to the Jets at 2.
I saw that.
I'm not in on that. That is not happening. I think we got to go edge.
You do?
Do you not think edge?
Well, they traded away Sauce. I know there's not a corner who you would consider drafting this high, and it's unlikely,
especially because they have pick 16.
Yeah,
like right here, we have pick 16 with the Jets as well. I think we got to get one of these top 3 edges. It may be unpopular. I would go Ruben Bain. That is still my number 1 edge in the class.
I don't understand how he's even dropping to like 10 or 8.
Because if this was a predictive mock draft where we were predicting what's going to happen, I think I would predict David Bailey in this space.
Some people like Bailey, but Bain, like,
is Bain? Do you prefer Bain?
Yes, I feel like if his arms were like 3 inches longer, it wouldn't even be a discussion. He might be the number 1 overall. 3 would be crazy,
but I think if they were like half an inch longer, even.
Well, yeah, like how much does it really matter?
Well, here's my thing. I don't think it does because it didn't at Miami. That's why I don't think it matters, because it already didn't matter for him. And he is a power rusher who we've already seen him win with power. So
his bend is crazy, bro.
And to me, I think Arvell Reese is a little bit of a project as an edge rusher. I think he's got the highest ceiling of all 3 of those guys because of what he could be as an outside linebacker. Like, I just don't think Bain or Bailey will ever get to that level at that spot. And I think Bailey might be the best day 1 sack getter, but I think purely setting the edge, especially against the run. I don't know if you saw Myles Garrett and Micah Parsons. They had like a little podcast where they were talking, and Myles Garrett was like, "You don't set the edge." I think Ruben Bain sets the edge. So that would be my pick at 2.
I don't mind going Bain here. It's definitely like I feel like he's definitely like a cornerstone.
So we're good to draft Bain.
Yeah, I feel like this would definitely.
I mean,
combine that
with
the draft picks next year. I feel like they'll have some bright some pieces that they can work with.
So Arizona at pick 3. We're not doing trades in this mock. I should have said that at the top. This is a trade back spot for me, but we have to stick and pick. Where does your mind immediately go for Arizona?
I would say Styles. I'm thinking Styles because they resign or they have like 4 running backs in the running back room, or else I guarantee I 100% would draft Jeremiah Love here. But they brought back James Conner. They just have all these running backs in the running back room. It would be very redundant, and it wouldn't make that much sense to go Jeremiah Love here at all. And they're clearly trying to tank this year as well. So I feel like
Love is off the board for me with the running back depth. They signed Algier. They still have Trey Benson. They brought back James Conner. Like, there's too many guys there. And I don't think the team's ready for Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, I feel like they went defensive line last year with Walter Nolan really early. Yeah. I feel like you just go Styles here and get that front seven shored up.
Could I try and sell you on Francis Maui-Noah?
I don't see what is he, a right tackle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got Paris Johnson already. I wouldn't see the problem with that. I wouldn't see it's kind of like a flip a coin situation.
My thing is, Arizona is very clearly, in my opinion, they've punted the year. They didn't get Malik Willis. They didn't get their guy at quarterback. Jacoby Brissett's the starter for this team. They brought in Algier, but they're clearly positioning themselves for 2027 to be the year that they get their quarterback. For me, right now, I love Sonny Styles, but drafting him at 3, he basically has to become an all-pro for the value on that pick to be there. With Maui-Noah, if we get a good right tackle, then we are bringing the quarterback next year that we get into a better offensive situation already. We're improving his foundation.
I like that. But do you think it's crazy that we're even considering these two players with Arvo Reese just sitting there? I feel like that's kind of crazy, but
I think in actuality, there's a high probability that if the draft went this way, that the real life Cardinals did take Arvo Reese. I would go Maui-Noah. I'm also okay going Styles because I have him graded out of everybody here. I think he's my 3rd just highest grade behind Love and Caleb Downs. So I'll let you make the choice. I gave you my pitch for Maui-Noah, Styles or Maui-Noah. I'll let you make the final call.
I'm going to go Styles. I'm sorry. I'm going to go Styles.
You're all good. Hey, Sonny Styles. I mean, generational prospect. The thing is, I don't see Maui-Noah turning into an all-pro one day. I could see Sonny Styles being the best linebacker in football one day. So I fully understand the thought process behind it. Just wanted to give my offensive line pitch.
It's not only that, but they have Will Johnson, Walter Nolan already. They finally get a guy to kind of lead the linebacker group. I feel like that's now for the rest of the draft and even next year, they can really focus on offense. And there's also another tackle out of Miami that's really good too. He's projected to go in the 4th round. He's humongous. So maybe they'll look at him later on too. I don't know.
Yeah, I could certainly see it. Here with Tennessee at pick 4, there's been some people that said Jeremiah Love. I don't think their offensive line is good enough to maximize the production for Jeremiah Love. My immediate thought is Arvell Reese. He fell to pick 4. You let Robert Saleh develop Arvell Reese, and you're going to get the best version of him. There is a little voice in the back of my head that says, how are we going to help Cam Ward?
Yeah, I mean, it should be a louder voice, man. He was the number 1 pick.
So you lean offense with this pick.
No, okay. So the thing is, Reese is here. If he wasn't here.
Your thought process is help Cam Ward in round 2, get Arvell Reese now.
If Reese is here, you have to take him.
Okay, I agree with that. So we'll grab him here. Him and Saleh is a nice pairing.
100%. And I feel like he'll probably be Saleh's guy from day 1. You got that building block for your future. But now every other draft pick you have to kind of think about Cam Ward when it comes down to it, because they don't have another 1st round pick like a lot of these other teams do. Yeah. And you still don't have the weapons you would like, or in the backfield or on the outside. So, I mean, you got Gunnar Helm, or that's the tight end they got.
They have Helm. They brought in Wan'Dale Robinson. Calvin Ridley restructured his deal to stay. They still have Tony Pollard. It's not great.
Yeah, that's like the Raiders. Mendoza year one may have a better situation than
There
Cam
is
Ward.
like a case for a Carnell Tate fit in Tennessee that we didn't make, but I think could be made, and I think we could be reacting to draft night. The New York Giants are on the clock. There's obviously a Carnell Tate argument here. My wide receiver one in the class is Mekhi Lemon. So they just lost Wandale Robinson, their slot guy. If I was the Giants and I was going to go wide receiver, I would go Lemon. To me, though, this is a two-man race in my mind. Jeremiah Love. I know that they have Scat Pack, Scattaboo. I like him. Jeremiah Love, I think, walks into the NFL and might be a top 5 back in the league. Scattaboo, you can get eight to 10 touches a game, buddy. Welcome to
How does that work? Like, how does that work? Because he was doing really good before his injury last year. And
I don't know where his recovery status is, but here's what I'll say. Jeremiah Love, we're going to get him 10 to 14 touches a game, and Scattaboo is going to get 8 to 10. And that's going to be that if we roll with that. Or we have a need at safety and Caleb Downs is available. That's where my mind goes, because my draft philosophy, especially I'm very heavy on BPA, like best player available. So you don't think
they go trenches here at all, offense or defense?
They might be trading Dexter Lawrence, but there's not really an interior defensive lineman that jumps off the page. I'm not if I'm trading Dexter Lawrence, I'm probably waiting until my second round pick because there's some nice D tackles at that spot that still fall. To me, Caleb Downs to me is a generational safety prospect. So I think taking him is fine. But I do think other than that, the focus should be, how can we get this offense to compete with Philly and Dallas? Because there's
Thibodeau rumors too, as well as Lawrence. So trenches could look really different next year. Now, granted, you still
have Burns and Abdul Carter.
Yeah, you got enough pieces there. I think you'll be fine.
I think if Sonny Styles fell to 5, I'd really like that pick for him, but he did it in this situation. So
yeah,
I would lean Jeremiah Love or Caleb Downs. If it was just you on the clock, where would you be going?
Well, now that you brought up Love paired with Scat, I kind of never really considered it. Downs is probably the favorite to be picked here. He's probably like the obvious pick as well. But you got to think, man, the AFC is all offense. All these teams are going all in on offense. In the NFC, if you have an elite offense, you already have the defensive-minded head coach, the dude who always coaches your team to a good defense every year. If your offense can match that production, man, you could probably be unstoppable, man.
And again, I watched Jeremiah Love, and then I went back and rewatched him to start doing some draft videos, and I was like, this guy is just the clear best offensive weapon in this draft, and it's not close.
And you got to think they're still haven't got over Saquon leaving as well, so there's trauma there with the running back position.
Jeremiah Love's comp to me is Saquon, but if you want to comp some of the newer guys, he is a blend of Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson. That's truthfully what he is.
Yeah, I mean, his catching out of the backfield, man.
So we're going Love to the Giants?
Yeah, let's do it. I feel like...
I hate it as an Eagles fan, but I feel like we made the right pick.
If he hits and Dart continues to ascend, we're talking conference championship. It's on the board.
I have a pick that I want to make for the Browns that I don't think you're going to let me, but I want to get it out there. I want to put it into the universe. If I was Cleveland, my pick would be Yavega Ioane. They need an entire left side of the offensive line, and to me, he is the best offensive lineman in this class from a pure grading standpoint, and Maui Noah cannot play left tackle. I think he's exclusively a right tackle at the NFL level. So, they just signed Titus Howard to play right tackle. Now, you could kick Titus over to left, and Maui Noah and Titus Howard are your tackle duo next year, but I think because the Browns pick again at 24, we're going to get to a spot where a Monroe Freeling, a Blake Fisher, or somebody else is available. And all of a sudden we have two first round guys filling out our left side of our offensive line. And then earlier on in the second round, we take a receiver. That would be my pathway for the Browns.
No, see, I was kind of thinking the same thing, because Number one, when it comes to trenches, I don't mind reaching. When it comes to offensive line, defensive
Yeah.
line, I don't mind reaching. Those
And
are like the
I for Vega, Ioane, I think he is the only offensive lineman in this class that I think is a guaranteed Pro Bowler one day.
not even that. It's just like the drop off. The quality. You're not
I
gonna.
mean,
I feel like
I'm
there's
a big
no.
Pregnon guy, which we'll talk about him later because there's teams that I'm going to be hammering down should draft him too. But I think Ioane is clearly in a tier of his own.
Well, when you talk about the first best player at each position in the draft and the second best, I feel like this position may have the biggest drop off. Even people have Ty Simpson going in the first round for quarterback. So can you really say quarterback? Who knows, man?
I think
But
tight ends got a pretty big drop too, from Sadiq to Stowers.
see, I don't even know about that, man, because
Yeah.
projected maybe, but I feel like productivity, it definitely could be different. I feel like you could definitely get a good, there's so many good tight ends in the draft this year.
Yeah.
You could definitely get a quality starter that's not in the first round. But I do agree with you with Vega.
So we're good to take Ioane?
Yeah, honestly, I don't mind it at all. When it comes to the trenches, I don't mind reaching. So, and I feel like he's a day one starter.
I love that pick for Cleveland, man. I absolutely love it. The draft fell pretty good for Washington, I'd say. I know that there's some people that want Jeremiah Love to Washington, and he's not available right now, but they need another receiver. Every receiver is still on the board. They need defensive line. David Bailey is still on the board. They need a safety, and Caleb Downs is still on the board. So they kind of got their pick of the litter. Where does your mind first go to with this team?
So first, I'm thinking Carnell Tate because everybody's already saying this upcoming season is going to be Terry McLaurin's last year there already. They're kind of going to hit a soft reset. Debo, it doesn't look like he's coming back at all. Last time we see Jaden Daniels.
And how much could you depend on Ayuk? Like even if the plan's to sign him,
you really think that's gonna happen?
I believe Ayuk will be a Commander come day one. However, he hasn't played in almost 2 years. He's clearly a little bit of like a mental case when it comes to just trusting him in your room.
Just like, commitment.
Like you want to pair a weapon with Jaden Daniels for the foreseeable future. It doesn't seem like it's Terry McLaurin, like you said. I don't think you could depend on Brandon Ayuk for the long. Taking a receiver here isn't a bad play.
Listen, I know you like Lemon. I'm just saying they need a McLaurin replacement. They need a guy with a big catch radius like that.
That's the argument for Tate over Lemon, right? Do you need an outside guy or an inside guy more? I think Washington could take either for draft purposes. I will tell everybody my pick here would be Mekhi Lemon if we were to go wide receiver, but I made the call on the last one.
Tyson is interesting too.
I also have Tyson ahead of Carnell Tate on my own personal rankings. However, with the injury concerns already with Jaden Daniels, I would take Tate over Tyson because I'd be worried if I took Tyson that him and Daniels are never going to play together because they're both just going to be out missing games. That I would rather the more sure thing in Tate with, in my opinion, a lower ceiling than Tyson.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like Tate. It's really just a catch radius thing. Now, if you want to get Lemon, maybe slide him into that Debo role. I think he can play the Debo role a little bit better. He's a lot younger as well. It's just but I know
regardless. Is there any thought to you for Bailey or Downs here?
Nah.
Downs
is generational, but nah.
I think I'd probably predict that Washington would go Bailey, but I think we're going to go Carnell Tate.
Yeah, let's go Tate here. Now,
Carnell Tate.
This is interesting. This is really interesting right here with the Saints.
The New Orleans Saints. To me, there's two picks. It's David Bailey. It's Mekhi Lemon. Those would be the two guys that I'm going to pick here. Moved off of Cam Jordan this offseason. Could use an edge to pair with Chase Young, who actually had a really, really good year last year. Or you could look at the flip side and say, we got really good production out of Tyler Shuck last year. We have Chris Olave on the outside. We have Jawan Johnson. We brought in Travis Etienne. Well, we have Alvin Kamara. All we need is one of those, like a real slot guy who could produce for us. And by the way, Chris Olave does need an extension. So you could have two quality receivers if you want that. One of them on a cheap deal here in Lemon on a rookie deal. Also, Chris Olave has some injury concerns. You're one Chris Olave injury away from that receiving room being pretty bad.
See, the thing with Olave is, or just that receiver room, I feel like they can get quality. Tyler Shuck was making it work even after Rashid Shaheed got traded away. So I feel like they can get a guy like Chris Bell, Zachariah Branch, even to throw in the slot. Just I know Bell is a dude that plays on the outside primarily, but I feel like they can get talent there, and Shuck can actually work with it. Now for the defensive side of the ball, I know it makes me feel a certain way that Caleb Downs just keeps dropping. Someone's gonna get if the Chiefs get Caleb Downs, bro. Like, fuck. We're talking. Can you ask for a better draft to fall this way? I mean, they probably like Bailey. They probably want Bailey.
That's what I was gonna say. They definitely, because we'll talk about the Chiefs when we get there. I don't think that it is a surefire thing that Kansas City takes Downs if we get to pick 9 and he's available.
I think there is no chance they let him.
We'll talk about it, but
fall.
So do you? Because the Saints, they have pick 8 and then they have pick 42, which is pick 10 of the second round. I do think that a Skylar or a Chris Bell could be there. I think maybe a Brazel could be there. I think a Zachariah Branch could be there. I think like you could get a decent second round wide receiver.
Yeah.
When I start to think about the edges that could be there in the second round, because and I think this is why this is a valuable exercise to work together on this, because basically, would you rather have Mekhi Lemon and a Malachi Lawrence, or maybe you get lucky and Zion Young falls to 42, but we'll call it Mekhi Lemon and Malachi Lawrence? Or would you rather have David Bailey and Chris Bell, Jermaine Bernard?
Bernard is,
or Brazel, Bell. Like, would you rather? Like, to me, there's a lot more quality wide receivers that'll be available in round 2 that I would take Bailey here, especially because I think he can make an immediate impact and they can win that division this year.
Yeah, and not only that,
so we're going to go Bailey.
Yeah, they just need to go younger on that D-line. You can't keep recycling like Chase Young and Cameron Jordan, and you just need a young piece on that line that has some potential. So honestly, I would probably do the same thing. As much as I would want to get Caleb Downs, you got to get younger on that defensive line anyway. Yeah,
and the 3 guys that I'm considering for Kansas City are the 3 guys that are staring us in the face. I would consider Maui Noah. They just lost Jawan Taylor this offseason. Patrick Mahomes is coming off of a torn ACL, probably not going to be as mobile. You probably want a good offensive line. I think it's a sneaky need for the team that doesn't get talked about enough. You don't see it listed here on PFF as a need, but I think it is a need. Caleb Downs is a can't-miss prospect. They lost Brian Cook this offseason. The secondary is pretty mid right now. Mansour Delane, the best corner in the draft. And
that's a lot.
And I'm not going to lie, I'd also consider Kenyon Sadiq here. Travis Kelce's probably got this year left.
And I wouldn't consider that.
I would consider it. I don't think I'd pick it. I think that these 3 are probably the guys that I would be selecting from.
Yeah, okay. So everybody wants them to go
because of the way that they have developed corners, I think you can move off of Delane. I also think you have another first round pick, and there's some decent corners later if we wanted to tackle there. There's also some decent tackles later.
Yeah, but the thing is, man.
But they also could use another outside receiver, and at 29, they might be hoping a KC Concepcion is available. So I will say this: there won't be a Caleb Downs available later.
Concepcion is like, how many small receivers do you think this team can actually have on the roster, bro?
I mean, Denzel Boston, Brazel, like, I'm just saying those guys will be available at pick 29. There won't be a Caleb Downs available. Yeah. I don't think there will be a right tackle as good as Maui Noah available.
It's really between the top 2 for me. The only reason I'm considering Maui Noah is because there's nothing wrong with going all in on Mahomes, and we've seen Mahomes win a Super Bowl, and the offense was just unstoppable. They brought their offensive coordinator back. Kelsey seems to be all in. If this is going to be his last
when I look
season,
at their offensive line, they did lose Javon Taylor, but they can kick Jalen Moore over to right tackle and then play Josh Simmons at left tackle. So
not to mention Kenneth Walker. You know, he needs.
I don't think their tackle duo is that bad, to be honest. Because I forgot about Jalen Moore earlier. So
which way are you leaning?
I'm leaning Downs.
Yeah.
I just think
you got me thinking though, because if you want to go,
that's why I said I don't like when we talked about it. You said like originally you said Downs, and it's not worth like thinking about. I think Downs is the right choice, but I think that it's not as easy as run the pick to the podium.
The thing is, they need so much help in that secondary.
Their secondary
so versatile, man.
I mean, they have no corners that you like. I think you'll be fine with Christian Fulton as your nickel and Alohi Gilman at safety, but you need 2 other corners and a safety.
Yeah, and he's versatile, man. He can
and
nickel.
They've proven to be able to develop late corners, and I think you have a real flexibility to do that if you have Caleb Downs over the middle.
Exactly. So.
Caleb Downs,
not to
a member of the Chiefs. I don't think I've seen that in a mock draft. And I mean, the Bengals have to be pretty pissed, right? Like that just happened right in front of them.
Yeah, man. And the Chiefs would not trade. They'll probably have to trade with the Saints if they wanted to get them.
Are you considering anybody here for Cincinnati other than Mansour Delane? All the best edges are gone. I mean, like
Maui Noah, bro. I mean, my thing is you already going all in on your offense. You need Joe Burrow to stay healthy. Now, I'm not saying do it, but like, come on. You can't say I'm crazy. Or Freeling.
I would sooner consider Kenyon Sadiq before Maui Noah for the Bengals.
That's a sleeper pick, bro. I mean, how many yards can you possibly throw for in one season?
Yeah, I mean, they have my thing is they have Mims at right tackle, who they drafted out of Georgia. So I'm not giving up on him. I'm not giving up on him yet, though. And if you draft Maui Noah, you're giving up on him. They need a corner. So I would take Delane. Do you land Delane or Jermod McCoy? Who do you have as the better corner?
Well, McCoy was the one with the injuries, right?
But yeah, if I'm Cincinnati, I'm just not taking that risk, which is why I would go Delane.
Yeah. You don't like Thieneman right here? Too early?
I mean, I don't hate it. If this draft had gone differently and Downs and Delane are both gone and they're staring Thieneman and McCoy, I kind of lean Thieneman for their team. But I think with what they have, I'd go Mansour Delane.
Yeah, I like my Mansour Delane. If I were the Bengals, I would probably trade back and then just get Avion Terrell.
The Bengals never trade back. That's like a huge thing for them. So I think stick and pick Delane. You're good with that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Miami, they need everything. So that's kind of nice. Maui Noah kind of falling. I've started to see this a lot more in mock drafts where Maui Noah kind of slips a little. They need everything. They have Austin Jackson at tight end right now, or not at tight end, excuse me, at right tackle. He's okay. You could make a case for Maui Noah there. I think you could also make a case for Mekhi Lemon here. I think you could make a case for Jermod McCoy here. I think you can make a case for Dylan Thieneman. I personally would take Maui Noah and just say, I can't believe the best tackle in the draft fell to us. Exactly. Our team sucks right now anyways. Let's just go best player available.
Bro, they need
So you're down for Maui Noah?
Yes, they
Miami to Miami. Congratulations, Maui Noah. You may have fallen in the draft, but you hit the lottery. You got to live in Miami for your entire collegiate career, and now you get to stay there at the NFL level.
Yeah, man. Might as well go best player available. They gutted that team out. They need everything. There's no problem with the Dolphins going best player available, and that's definitely a core piece that they're going to need. So
for sure. Cowboys. They got 2 picks, 12 and 20. They're probably going to go defense for both. I think they do have a sneaky need at offensive line at right tackle that if Maui Noah had fallen one more pick, it would have been something worth considering. But here I'm looking at Thieneman, I'm looking at Jermod McCoy. I'm looking at your boy CJ Allen. And those are kind of the three guys that I'm looking at for Dallas. Are you looking anywhere else? I guess we should start there.
Well, they have to go defense. I
Yeah.
know that much. Now, their defensive line is pretty good. You know
Yeah.
what? You know what? This is kind of off subject, but I see so many people reaching for Omar Cooper Jr., but I just have to wonder why nobody is reaching for D'Angelo Pons. Like, I feel like he's better
I like
than Omar
Pons.
Cooper Jr. at his position. You know,
I
that's
like
just
Pons. I don't like Pons over McCoy, but I think I think there's a real shot Pons works his way into the first round for us.
I just don't understand why.
Because there's a couple teams at the back end of the first round, Kansas City, Seattle, like that they could use corner.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. He is small, but how small is he really? He plays like he's freaking 6'3", basically. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I think the thing is, do you really want to take a risk on another injury-riddled corner like McCoy? Avion Terrell, he's a very good man guy.
I don't think I would go Terrell. If I didn't go McCoy, I think I'd go Colton Hood personally.
Wow. You know what?
Which leads me to think maybe we should take Thieneman. Because I do think there is a drop-off at safety where – so let's say we wanted to attack the –
Well, McNeil Warren is still there too.
I don't think he fits their team.
Okay.
For me, it's like if we took Thieneman now at 20, we could probably still get one of those three corners, and maybe CJ Allen is still there.
Okay.
You like Thieneman here? Or do you want to take your guy CJ Allen at 12 and be like, this is our linebacker at 20, we'll get our best secondary.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like I know you're not a fan of taking Allen this high.
Hold on. Time out. I like CJ Allen. The first time we did the mock draft, the comment section hated that we took CJ Allen. And then the second time we did a mock draft, the comment section wanted us to take CJ Allen. I say, no offense, viewers, screw the comment section. Let's just take the guy that we want, and that's CJ Allen.
Listen, he has the injury history is not there, and he has the best value for what you need on your team right now.
And he's going to be a leader on that defense.
Yeah.
And by the way, at 13, I think the Rams might have taken him if he was there.
Well, yeah, now your guy Sadiq. Now this is interesting. I mean, Mekhi Lemon as well, but Devontae Adams, he's getting up there.
Yeah.
Defense, they kind of patched up everything they needed on defense. I mean, then there's no linebackers.
So my question is, they could go tackle as well. They had a tackle retired this offseason. They could go tackle. They did.
Okay, that is interesting. Yeah.
My question with receiver is, and what we don't know, on a scale of 1 to 10, based on all the reporting, what's your concern level for Puka Nakua's future as a member of the Rams? Because if it's high, we should go receiver.
Man, the thing is, when season rolls up, I mean, I get it. He has this history with biting women and these streams. He's saying bullshit on these streams or whatever. I want to be optimistic and say that he'll get it together. He's been in rehab.
Because I think him and Mekhi Lemon are almost too similar.
See, my thing is, bro, like, this is the year. Like, this is their all-in year.
Yeah.
So like,
you want it to be somebody who could help you immediately. Like, he's going to be good for this year, right? Like, this is going to be Matthew Stafford's probably his last year. Yeah. So as long as he's good for this year, like I say, you know how the Rams get down. Screw everything else. Well, we're going all in now. Like, the player that they draft here needs to help them win
immediately
right now. And I think if Maui Noah was available, that's a great pick for them. Because
you think in Freeling?
I like Fano a little bit better than Freeling. Personally, I don't know if I love either of them to the point where I would take them here, but they could use a right tackle. Fano didn't give up a single sack last year.
The thing is with Sadiq, they already have. I really do like.
I love Sadiq, but I think the Rams have had so much success with that tight end room already.
Yeah,
and Stafford's clearly got a good relationship with those guys that it's not happening.
Wow. I think it's a chance it happens in real life, but
I,
they don't. It's not a need.
I would either go Spencer Fano or Makai Lemon. Those are my. I'll let you make the pick out of those two.
Lemon Wood, man. And then you got, Makai Lemon. He has basically the best footwork in the draft. And then you pair him with a guy like Devontae, he could just shadow him.
Yeah.
Man, I'm thinking Makai Lemon, bro. Make him stay LA. Make him stay in LA.
The rich get richer, man.
Hey.
Makai Lemon to the Los Angeles Rams. My wide receiver 1 in the draft class somehow, some way goes to the Rams. Thanks for that one, Atlanta. We're now up to Baltimore. Almost every mock draft you see has Baltimore taking Ioane. Ioane, not here. We took him at 6 to Cleveland. I don't regret it one bit. You can go. I think Spencer Fano could be a great guard at the NFL level, and they need interior offensive line. So I wouldn't mind going Fano and moving him to guard. I also think it's worth mentioning Kenyon Sadiq and Jordan Tyson. Jordan Tyson, it's kind of like the obvious fit there. They need another outside wide receiver. His potential is through the roof. Your drafting potential, the guy could get hurt, and that sucks. And then Kenyon Sadiq, they lost Isaiah Likely this offseason. They lost Charles Kohler this offseason. So the tight end depth isn't there, and Mark Andrews isn't getting younger. Kenyon Sadiq could be that next tight end of the future for Baltimore, and he could learn a year behind Mark Andrews.
Yeah. And, you want what better replacement for Isaiah Likely
right?
Kenyon Sadiq here.
And you could easily throw him out there in 2 tight end sets. And by the way, he's a better blocker than Likely.
The thing is, I just think they need someone other than Zay Flowers who can just get some real separation on the outside. It's really interesting. And like you said, they do need interior linemen. Mm-hmm. They just offense, man. I just don't like it. Lamar is already not running as much as he was earlier in his career. Mm-hmm. And then Henry's getting older. Where would you go here? Because they just need a lot on the offensive side.
If it was me, what other picks do they have? Do they have their second round pick? Because if they have their second round pick, I would personally. They have pick 13 in round 2. I think you can get a good guard there. I would take Sadiq here. I personally, and this is my hottest take, so I'm glad we get to talk about it. If I had a blank weapons room, right, like Miami, right, and I was like, we're getting a weapon, I would take Kenyon Sadiq over Cornell Tate.
In the first round? Wow.
If I had a blank room, that's how much I believe in Kenyon Sadiq. So if this pick was up to me, I would take Sadiq. But I am also a Jordan Tyson stan. I also have Jordan Tyson ranked over Cornell Tate. So you could sell me on either option.
It's just tight end. I just feel like it's so replaceable. You got Kyle Pitts upcoming.
See, because I don't view Sadiq as tight end. I view Sadiq as weapon.
But you see
at Oregon, he was used in the screen game. It was just any way to get this guy the ball and get him in open space. He ran a 4.39. I don't view him as tight end. He is just a weapon.
It sounds nice, maybe even for the team coming after the Ravens right here. But Isaiah Likely, most people would say was the better tight end last year, the last couple of years than Mark Andrews, and you see him in a limited role. I just don't want his talent to get wasted.
If it was you, are you Tyson or are you Fano?
Okay, the thing is, I still would consider Sadiq in the top 3. How are they going to use him? Because I feel like they just wasted Likely last season.
It sounds like Sadiq's kind of at the bottom of your list there. So yeah, I'm interested to ask who's number 1 on your list. If it's Tyson, I'm cool going Tyson because he's number 2 on mine.
Yeah, I would say Tyson. There's a lot of good tackles falling, bro. Not gonna lie, but yeah, I would go Tyson here.
All right, Jordan Tyson. Perhaps I think he has the ceiling of being the best receiver in the draft. Goes to Baltimore. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Sadiq's a player to think about here. I really think though Tampa's window is still kind of now, and they have a lot of weapons. Like they have McMillan, they re-upped Kate and they re-upped him this offseason. You have Ikbuka, you have Tez Johnson, you have Bucky Irving. They need an edge. I would take Akeem Mesidor here. Like he's just ready to go now. I know he's older, but like you're in a winnable division, and I know they didn't win it last year, but I don't think Tampa's looking at themselves saying like, let's not win. I love Sadiq. I just don't actually think that weapon is a need for this team.
Yeah, it would be.
I know they lost Mike Evans, but I remember we were talking a lot about Tampa Bay last year. It almost felt like they had too many options, that like there wasn't a hierarchy of who to go to on plays, and they couldn't get a consistent rhythm offensively. I feel like if you throw Sadiq in the mix, we're right back to that of everybody has to get some touches, so nobody's getting enough touches.
Yeah, like Buka completely fell out of the rotation.
Right. So like that's where I'm like, screw it. I'm going Mesidor and getting my edge rusher. Or you could go Keldrick Falk, I think.
Okay, but listen, McCoy is also interesting too. They lost Jamel Dean.
Yeah.
Do you want to spend a high value pick this high? You know, it's just something to look at. They've lost.
Pass rush has been something that they have been lacking.
Yeah, I do like Mesidor here.
Yeah, that is kind of where I would definitely go. I don't hate Tremont McCoy. You know, they have that. They did draft Benjamin Morrison last year, who I think they have Jacob Parrish, they have Zion McCollum. Again, I don't hate McCoy. I would go Mesidor though, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, let's do it. They need edge too. Okay.
So we're back up with the Jets. We took Ruben Bain with them earlier, so edge is not really a need. Wide receiver, the best wide receiver on the board right now is Omar Cooper Jr., in my opinion. You could make a case for Casey Concepcion. I also think Jermod McCoy is still here.
Yeah, he is.
If I'm the Jets, I would take him.
Yeah. I mean, who's their safeties right now? Is it Minka?
They have Minka, and they re-upped Minka, which I'm not sure if I agreed with giving him an extension for the Jets' sake, but they have him, they're paying him, so they're definitely going to play him. I think you could play Thieneman next to Minka. Their other safety.
Holy shit, he is still here.
they also have Andre. They also have Andre Cisco, who I do like. Actually.
Oh yeah, so they're kind of good. They're kind of good.
Yeah, I would go Jermod McCoy personally.
Yeah. Okay. Falk is interesting.
Yeah. Again, we did just draft Bain. That's the only thing. I don't think we need to double up on, like, for me, the pick is Jermod McCoy or Omar Cooper Jr.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the Jets taking a swing on McCoy right here. Cooper Jr., I still think it's really early.
They pick early in the second round, so I think you could get another receiver there. So Jermod McCoy is the pick. The Lions are on the clock. To me, this has to be offensive line. Fano and Freeling are there. I would go Freeling, actually, even though I have Fano graded higher. I think Freeling better fits their team. I think at his size, he's 6'7". He's got longer arms, way bigger hands than Fano.
He's a good run guy, too.
I think he's an athletic tackle as well, like getting him out. Like, you then have the ability to have success on running back screens to Gibbs on either side. I think him and Penei Sewell are both. I think once he gets in the league, him and Sewell are two of the most athletic linemen.
Yeah.
And they'd be on the same team. So I would go Monroe Freeling here and not think about it.
Yeah. I mean, Fano, he's kind of versatile.
And I like Fano, and I have him higher graded. But I think for the Lions' particular needs, Freeling is better.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. Fano's a little more versatile, but Freeling is the guy.
Is this just the easiest auto-click Dylan Thieneman to the Vikings that there is? I mean, I feel like it's every mock draft, but I feel like it makes sense. It's like it's what they need. They need safety. He fits the Brian Flores defense pretty well, and he's really good.
Yeah, I mean, Fuck it. I feel like it's obvious pick here. I mean,
Like they need interior defensive line, and if Thieneman doesn't make it to them, because we talked about him a couple times, then I think a Caden McDonald. I know it's a reach for some people, but
you think that's a reach? I don't know how he's not going higher.
So okay, well we agree there then. So we'll take Thieneman, but I just wanted to point that out. The Panthers, they hosted Omar Cooper Jr. for a top 30 visit. So I think it's possible that they're picking him. I would easily take Kenyon Sadiq over him if I was to go weapon. You could also make a case that this team should go Keldrick Falk, or this team should take Caden McDonald. I personally couldn't let Kenyon Sadiq fall past this pick.
Well, yeah, I would definitely take Sadiq here. I would consider McDonald, though, on the interior.
If Sadiq wasn't there, I think that's a name to also watch for Carolina is McDonald.
Yeah, Cooper Jr.
But
I just feel like it's.
But you're good going Sadiq.
Yeah, I just feel like it's a reach right here.
Back-to-back Oregon Ducks. Shout out the Ducks. Sadiq's going to be great, and Bryce Young's in that contract year, man. So you want to find out. He got them to the playoffs last year, but at 8-9. If you're Bryce, it's hey, if I win us 10, 11 games this year and win the division, I'm getting a bag, and the best thing for that is to get a Kenyon Sadiq at tight end.
Get him that security blanket.
So Dallas is up, and this is an interesting spot. We went with their first pick, CJ Allen. No, not interior offensive line.
It's interesting right
corner. Here. Avion Terrell, Colton Hood, both still on the board. Same with D'Angelo Ponce, who we talked about as a guy that we both like. They could use corner. I also think, again, we talked about it, right tackle kind of a sneaky need. Fano fell in the draft. Didn't give up a sack last year at Utah. You have Emmanuel McNeil-Warren here at safety as well. Where is your head right now for Dallas? Like, if this was just your pick, where would you be kind of zoning in on?
Well, everybody, I feel like the consensus is they need to go double defense. But Dak, like you said, is getting older. Tackle is a need.
And the beauty is this guy could play guard.
Yeah, like you said,
if you had an injury, you could easily kick him over. So would you go for no? I think I'd go for no.
I would. I really do like Terrell. Yeah, I really do. But how early are they? What's their next pick?
Oh man, I'm not sure if do they have their second rounder, or was that part of the Quinnen Williams trade?
Oh yeah, they probably don't. Okay,
Cowboys draft picks. The thing is, if they don't go corner, it's pick round 3, pick 92. They don't have their second rounder, so
okay. So the thing is, if you're gonna go offense, you got to get a guy who's versatile. So I do like Fano here, just for that reason only. But if I wouldn't go Fano, I would go Terrell. But if you're gonna
is Fano number 1 for you?
Yeah,
because Terrell wouldn't be my number 1 corner here, so I think the pick we could agree on the best is Fano.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But who would your number 2 be? McNeil-Warren?
No. Colton Hood would be my 2.
Okay. Hood is good. I just like Terrell better. I feel like he's like a really good man guy.
So Spencer Fano goes right before your Steelers. I gotta ask, does that pain you? Are you ready to give up on Broderick Jones?
Well, man, he's hurt. I mean, man, that's a whole thing. We need a left tackle right now. I mean,
what do you think? Ty Simpson here?
Hell no. Fuck no. Don't even go there, bro. Don't even go there, bro. We still haven't even heard. We were supposed to hear back from Rodgers weeks ago. Yeah. Everyone assumes he's coming back, but if he doesn't come back, he's really fucking us up, bro. I'm not gonna lie. If he doesn't come back, we're kind of like, what are we gonna do? You know, Cooper Jr. is cool, but I mean, Concepcion here
with Michael Pittman, I feel like probably not, right? Any consideration? I think this is where the conversation starts. You guys could use a guard, Pregnon. Any consideration?
It's consideration.
Or would you prefer like a Blake Miller, a Proctor, like a guy that maybe has more upside at tackle?
A lot of I've seen a lot of people mock Caden McDonald to the Steelers too. We just went Derek Harmon last year, and
Yeah.
Cam Hayward is getting older, but we added another year to his deal. So I feel like we kind of have another year to work to play with.
An interesting name is this Max Ianacor. I don't know if he's ready to start right now, but he has the highest upside of all the remaining tackles, in my opinion.
You think?
It's a project, and so was Broderick Jones, and it's kind of like, do you really want another project?
Yeah. We need, man. I
feel like the way that this draft played out, it's kind of tough for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean, the obvious choice is McNeil Warren. That's what everybody's saying because of Jalen Ramsey getting older, and Brisker's only here for a year. We have depth, but we don't have nothing for sure for the future.
For me, it's like, is he even going to play?
Yeah, I mean, with Brisker, we got
Brisker,
Deshaun
Ramsey, Elliott. Like, you even have Darnell Savage as a backup currently. I just don't know. Like, I feel like it'd be a mountain climb for him to get.
Need a starter right here,
right. So you don't really need a starter. So for me, I am like, you can never have too much O-line. Like, that's how I feel then. Like, if the guy's not going to start, then I'd prioritize offensive line over safety. If it was me, I'd go Blake Miller.
Yeah, I mean,
I know you like Proctor more than me, and it's your Steelers, so
for tackle, I want to be for sure that
I'll let you get the final say because it is your team. But for the purpose of letting you and everybody else know, I would pick Blake Miller. But it's your team. I'll let you get final say.
I do like Blake Miller, and I do feel like tackle is Pragnon is interesting though. That's interesting. Guard. We do need a guard. I feel like we can get a guard later, though. I feel like
where are you at? Roger Goodell's pounding on the door.
Man, and then Concepcion is, man, I feel like he'll be perfect. He's like,
you want to go KC?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Fuck it.
KC Concepcion, a Pittsburgh Steeler.
We're gonna reach for him, bro. They're not gonna like it, but Rodgers has gone from basically having a below average receiving room to one of the best receiving room, at least a top half.
And he's a really good returner. Like, in special teams, he's really good. Yeah, I don't want to give you flashbacks to Caleb Johnson, but
man, I don't even know what they're saying. He may even make the 53. I'm like, second round pick to not making a 53 in 1 year. Man.
So to me, there's two picks here for the Chargers. One of them is Keldrick Falk at edge, Khalil Mack's on a 1-year deal. You can keep signing Khalil Mack to 1-year deals, but eventually you'll have to get an edge rusher, and you have to pay Tui. So maybe you want another edge on a short-term deal. And again, I'm going to bring it up, Emmanuel Pregnon. They couldn't protect Justin Herbert for shit last year. They need interior offensive line. All of a sudden, your line has Alt, Slater, and Pregnon. It's kind of one of the best offensive lines in football. And you drafted Omarion Hampton in the first round last year, so you could use some run blocking interior-wise. So,
I really like Rutledge. I mean, later on.
Yeah.
But if you're going, I mean, it's just the Harbaugh thing to do as well. And also, they have a lot of older guys on the D. I just feel like they need to get younger over there. I know Harbaugh's
I don't mind going Falk either. I just think those are the two spots that they'd be looking at here. The conversation in that room would be Pregnon versus Falk.
Yeah, I mean, you also got Derwin James. He's just, how old is he? I get it. McNeil Warren is, it's not necessarily a need.
I think like Jim Harbaugh clearly values the trenches more. So to me, like, again, I think it's Falk or Pregnon. I'll let you make the say.
I'm gonna go Falk. I'm gonna go Falk. They do need a younger, like I said, defensive line. When you just have a whole bunch of old guys, it's just like it's a ticking time bomb to when it's gonna fall apart eventually. So this is all you right here, bro.
There's a lot of thought processes here for Philly. Is AJ Brown going to be on the team? I mean, I don't know that. So if Howie Roseman is sitting there saying like AJ Brown's not going to be on this team, which he hasn't said, but who knows? if AJ Brown wasn't going to be on the team, I'm taking Omar Cooper Jr. here because Devonta Smith, Dontavian Wicks, and Omar Cooper Jr. as your starting receivers is very nice to me. I know you're a little bit lower on Cooper, but I do think he's a very nasty weapon out the slot, and I think he would exceed well in Philly. I think him in the screen game is a kind of weapon that they just don't have on the team right now. And the burst and explosiveness that he has would be really good for their offense. But if they have A.J. Brown, they have Devonta Smith, they have Dontavian Wicks, they have Hollywood Brown, I'm just not spending a pick on receiver. That's just not happening.
Fair.
So I don't know. Lane Johnson, not getting any younger. Blake Miller could be the tackle of the future.
Proctor.
No, I'm not going Proctor. I think this Max Ianacor is interesting because he doesn't have to play year one for Philly, and that's kind of the thing. It's like we don't know if he's NFL ready now, but he could be really good in the future. McNeil Warren is a name worth looking at. You know, they need a safety. Toledo connection with Quinyon Mitchell. They need an edge. TJ Parker's cool. I don't know if I love it. All that to say, I don't want any of those guys.
You're gonna go Blake.
I want Pregnon. I want Pregnon if he's there. Tyler Steen wasn't great last year. Landon Dickerson gets hurt every year. We're seeing these interior offensive line guys retire pretty early. I think Pregnon comes in and is a day one starter, and the Eagles value trenches, and he went to Oregon, and that's my college team. So taking Pregnon.
Fair.
We are back up with the Cleveland Browns. We took Ioane with them. Pick one.
Yeah, that was a really good pick. Now,
the way that this has panned out, they still need a receiver. Omar Cooper Jr. is still on the board. They still need a tackle. Blake Miller, Proctor, Ianacor still on the board. They have a pick early in round 2, I would assume. I don't think that they traded it away, not to my knowledge.
Their defense is good, man. I feel like they kind of, and of course you see in the right corner, like all of their top 4 needs are on the offensive side of the ball.
They,
Cooper Jr.
Where do they pick? What are the Browns picks in this draft? I believe the Browns have a second round pick. This is really crucial here, honestly, for me, as to what pick the Browns do have. So I do just want to make sure that I have it correct, that they have some. So they have round 2, pick 39. So they have the 7th pick.
Okay, so
you're not going to agree. I would take Omar Cooper Jr. because to me there is a fall off at wide receiver after him, especially since KC Concepcion went earlier to Pittsburgh. To me, this team has Jerry Jeudy. He's not a dependable guy. Omar Cooper Jr., I think, could lead this team in receptions year one. And whether it's Shador or somebody else, I think you are setting them up for success.
No, I like this pick here. I like it.
And then I think at pick 39, Miller, Proctor, Ianacor, Lomo. Proctor
in real life will probably be there at 39.
I think those guys, like one of these guys could potentially be there at 39, or you could trade up. You know what I mean? Like if we get to the end of day 1 and at pick 33, one of these guys is available, like you could, moving up from 39 to 33, probably not that hard. Omar Cooper Jr. to the Cleveland Browns. You like it?
Yeah, and it kind of in a weird way, he reminds you of Travis Hunter at the receiver position. I feel like with
very dynamic.
Yeah, dynamic. He can go up, make really tough catches in traffic. He's a really good route runner. Yeah. Out of all the receivers left, he's the most NFL ready for sure. I can say that.
Yeah. Chicago. We are up with the Bears here. They could use interior defensive line. I think Caden McDonald's an interesting name. They could use safety. Yeah. McNeil Warren is still here. They did just sign Kobe Bryant, but I think they have a need at the other safety spot next to him. They need center. You're not really drafting center this early, especially not with this class. So to me, it's you could go edge as well, a Cassius Howe, a TJ Parker, or you can go a Caden McDonald at nose tackle. Those are the names I'm kind of thinking. Where is your mind first going to for this pick?
First, I'm kind of going McDonald, Caden McDonald.
They
That's
have
my first
they
thought.
have
And then
Grady Jarrett, Javon Dexter, and the interior defensive line right now. It's safety. They have Kobe Bryant and Cam Lewis. And I
ooh,
think McNeil Warren next to Kobe Bryant is a good pairing.
it is good. The Bears, they're in a really tough division with some really good running backs. I know
Yeah,
Minnesota's kind of underwhelming, but they
but
got
I think
some good
Minnesota's
running
going to
backs.
draft a running back.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, then they'll have Aaron Jones and maybe like Jadarian Price. So like it'll be a good room.
Yeah, so I mean, the trenches are going to be important, especially cold weather and everything. But at the
Yeah.
same time, secondary last year, boy, that secondary, you see, basically
Yeah.
nobody's back from that secondary. They're all
And they even
gone.
lost Nashawn Wright at corner. If you wanted to talk about going Terrell,
secondary's
because
toast.
they have Kyler Gordon, who is in and out the lineup. So I don't like they have Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson, and Kyler Gordon, which I think is a fine cornerback room that I don't think I'd prioritize Terrell over especially McNeil Warren or McDonald, but something to look out for. Do you lean McNeil Warren or McDonald? Because I kind of think whichever one's left is going to be who the Bills take.
Oh, really? It's really a preference, but I will go McNeil Warren. I feel like especially for in the playoffs, if you plan on beating the Rams, your secondary is going to have to be really good. Now, McDonald is a really close
I would go
second.
McDonald here for Buffalo. Their run defense has been kind of bad over the last couple of years. They could use a nose tackle. Like that's why I said I think the Bears and the Bills have similar needs, and in this spot, it's just we'll take who's ever left.
Yeah, I feel like there's like 2, maybe 3 interior defensive linemen that should go in the first round. It's probably not going to happen, and someone's going to get a steal in the second for sure. A day one starter.
So we look here at San Francisco. I think they need to go offensive line. For starters, they just need it, but also Trent Williams isn't going to be around forever. I've seen a lot of mocking of Caden Proctor to them. I prefer Blake Miller. Where's your head at when it comes to this team?
Well, I feel like if you're drafting solely for Trent Williams' replacement, Proctor probably would be the guy because he's so athletic and you're kind of just matching play style and just he can learn under him for at least a year if you're keeping.
And you can play him at guard if you needed to this season a little bit more. He's athletic enough. Yeah. So you want to go Proctor?
Are we only looking at line here? I know there's probably no safeties left, but there's no guards in here, huh? Okay.
The safeties are like we're looking at kind of day 2 guys. At guard, you could make a case for Basantis out of A&M. I think I'd sooner go Proctor, and I'm not even the biggest Proctor guy.
And their defense is thinning out too, so
they could use defensive line if you wanted to make a case for Caleb Banks or Peter Woods potentially. For me, it's like, do you really want to bring Banks in? Like a guy who's had a bunch of injuries to this team?
Well, last season they just drafted I'm blanking. Who did they draft?
Mekhi Williams.
Yeah, well,
he's more of an edge though.
Yeah, he's not. And Banks is like he just clogs up the entire middle. Woods too, man. But yeah, I think I would go Proctor here.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll bring up the Houston Texans. I know you're going to push your offensive line for them. They just don't need it. Just flatly, they don't need an offensive lineman in this pick.
Okay. What do you think they go here?
I think they're going to go defensive tackle. I think that they have had too many, like it's been Sheldon Rankins. It's been, who did they have a couple years ago? My mind's blanking, but they've just been bringing in and out like older guys on 1-year deals. When I look at the offensive line, Ursery, Ed Ingram, Jake Andrews, Wyatt Teller, Braden Smith, like I feel like that's good.
Yeah. Man. So I like Woods, but Banks I just feel like is can't miss. I know you kind of like Lee Hunter a little bit too.
Do you like Christian Miller? I've seen him mocked to this team, and I think he's kind of interesting. And fits a little bit of their play style. I don't mind going Banks, though, if you just want to shoot for the moon. I also do like Peter Woods, but Lee Hunter's obviously.
I know you like Lee Hunter
I
a
love
lot.
Lee Hunter,
Yeah.
but you could see Miller was the highest rated of all three of these guys, or all four of these guys.
I'm not gonna lie, I watched a lot of Caleb Banks this past season, but I don't have a lot of knowledge on the other interior defensive linemen. So I feel like this is on you, bro. What's your preference here?
I think I like Lee Hunter. I'm just a big Lee Hunter guy.
It's a reach, but they can afford what as good as their defense is, they can afford to make a reach right here. So if they think he's the guy.
Lee Hunter to Houston. Kansas City's on the clock. If you don't remember, we took Caleb Downs for them earlier, so they could use edge.
Blake Miller's wide receiver. Here.
They could use tackle. They could use a lot. Blake Miller, interesting name, like you mentioned. They could play him at right tackle. Same with Max Ianacor. You said that you think they need a big body receiver. Are you in on Denzel Boston with this pick? We're at the late end of the first round here. You can get the 5th-year option on him. Something to think about.
I don't like Boston. I like Chris Bell better than Denzel. That's just my opinion.
They need corner. Terrell, Hood, both still here.
They need a first-round corner, bro. I'm not going to lie.
So you want to go Terrell? I know that's your guy.
They lost too many. I know you like Colton Hood, but yeah, I would go Terrell here.
We could snag Terrell.
They just need a good man corner. They lost McDuffie.
Yep.
I know he was a zone guy kind of, but
with the Dolphins we took Maui Noah. So they could realistically go anywhere at wide receiver. Denzel Boston, Chris Bell, Bernard, all of them are available. Me personally, I'm going Colton Hood.
I like it, bro. I like it. They lost.
Like I mentioned, a lot of corners going in these last couple picks here. I think D'Angelo Pons could easily make his way onto this list for somebody.
How do you feel about Peter Woods? I don't know what their interior line is looking like right now, but
I actually don't think their line was that bad last year when it finished off, if I remember correctly. I don't think that they need him.
Okay.
Colton Hood, Patriots on the clock. Blake Miller is an interesting name here because that offensive line could use some help. They still don't really have a wide receiver one. None of these guys scream wide receiver one to me, so I don't think I'd reach on Boston. Although they maybe.
I mean, they already have Mac Hollins too.
They need defensive line. Cassius Howell, T.J. Parker, Peter Woods, Caleb Banks are all here. I think I'd go Blake Miller though.
Well, okay, so the coach already said they're not moving Will Campbell to guard, so that's kind of out the equation.
Yeah. I mean, how long is Morgan Moses going to be able to be your right tackle?
Yeah.
Blake Miller's here.
Now, Proctor was here. I wouldn't mind them taking a flyer on him just to learn from Moses and maybe.
I also think Max Ianacor, he's got the highest upside at tackle of anybody left. But
then that's 2 tackles you have with high upside. It's kind of risky.
Right. That's why I would go Blake Miller.
Yeah, he's a for sure guy. If you want to go tackle, I like him. It was either him or interior D-line.
Would you go Banks or Woods here and pair them next to Milton Williams? The thing is, you have Milton Williams and Barmore on the interior.
Their defensive line is good, yeah. Let's go Blake Miller here.
And then lastly, Seattle. I think they could go corner. I think they could go edge. I would take D'Angelo Pons.
Hey.
They lost Reek Woolen.
Yeah. It's like a perfect replacement almost. Well,
yeah.
They got Spoon. Spoon is kind of,
but my thing. So here's my thing. The reason I would go corner here for them is you're about to have to give Devin Witherspoon a ton of money. So you're going to have a ton of money invested in the corner position, but your window is now. You can get a high-quality corner on a cheaper deal at pick 32 and have that 5th-year option. That's why I would prioritize corner here.
Yeah, the thing is, man, Spoon, he's not undersized. He's 5'11"?
Yeah.
6 feet. Then you got Pons at 5'9", 5'8"-ish, but he plays bigger than he actually is.
We could go Brennan Cease here if you wanted a bigger guy.
I mean, I feel like the Seahawks will be able to make
6
it
foot,
work.
190.
I feel like they'll be able to make it work. I feel like they have
Hans is 5'9", 173, but I mean a 90,
173. Damn.
90 grade. Even Chris Johnson, 6 foot, 195, 91 grade last year. I think he's interesting to look at here.
I wouldn't mind reaching on Chris Johnson, but
you want to go Johnson? Get some size at corner.
Yeah, I like Johnson.
All right. Well. An hour and 10 minutes later.
Wow, it felt like 30. I'm not gonna lie. We were war room style.
War room style. Mendoza. Pick one, obviously. We went with Bain, Styles, Reese, Love.
Browns reach on Vega.
Ioane, which I think would be a great pick for them. Tate, Bailey, Downs, Delane, Muaga to Miami, I think is a sneaky real possibility. Tyson to Baltimore, McCoy to the Jets. I think that one might really happen too. I love Freeling to Detroit. Sadiq to Carolina is such a beautiful fit, in my opinion. Concepcion to your Steelers. Pregnon to my Eagles. Cooper Jr. to the Browns. I like that a lot. Lee Hunter to Houston. That D-line would just be so nasty. So, as always, these are just our thoughts. You kind of watched it in real time. A lot of the thought process go down. Let us know what you agreed with, what you disagreed with. If you made it this far in the video, I'd really appreciate it if you could hit that thumbs up button. It's good for the algo. Again, we will be live draft night talking through each round one pick, giving analysis, giving real thoughts on where we think these teams are going. Probably going to be some trades that we're live reacting to. So if you got time, stop in, hang out with us and watch the draft. All of our socials are linked down below. We will catch you guys next Wednesday, though, for another pod beforehand. Maybe another mock draft, maybe some draft hot takes, maybe just kind of something in the middle. We'll see you then. Peace.
Yes, sir.